arrested on DUI charge and eluding police after being pulled over for going 100 miles per hour.
Fatally shot his girlfriend 10 times, then drove to team facility and fatally shot himself in head.
Accused of discharging a gun and putting a gun next to a man's head in fight.
Charged with intoxication manslaughter after flipping his car, killing teammate Jerry Brown.
Arrested on DUI charge after traffic stop. Blood alcohol 3 times the limit.
Charged with first-degree murder and 5 gun charges in death of friend Odin Lloyd. Grand jury indicted him and 3 others as part of criminal dogfighting enterprise.
Accused of drunk driving and marijuana possession after crashing his pickup truck.
These players are just a small portion of the many players who have been involved with the law.
Their actions not only affect their own lives, but they also impact the choices made by their young fans. Some may argue that young fans know the difference from what's right and what's wrong. We believe that these players make criminal activity appear less severe than it really is.
In order to gain more insight on our idea, we decided to talk with Brian Radcliffe, a teacher at Perry Hall High School, and John Honeycutt, a linebacker for Perry Hall's football team, about Alden Smith, Michael Vick, and Aaron Hernandez.
This is the place in which police found Alden Smith unconscious in his car. Does this scene impact the way that fans view Alden?
I don't think too many people know about Alden Smith's DUIs. I think they see him more as like the football player just because he's a beast, and not too many people hear about his DUIs.
And Alden, I think he just needs help.
If the NFL cracked down more on DUIs, and I believe that people would stop doing it. But the problem with DUIs is alcohol isn't a banned substance for the NFL, and since they're over 21, they can drink, so it doesn't really affect it, and they can't crack down on it as much as they would with like marijuana and some other drugs. But I think if they started cracking down on it more, that people would stop doing it.
I think Smith still can rewrite his legacy.
Overall, fans do not emphasize DUIs because they are common among athletes. DUIs are no longer considered a terrible act of violence in the eyes of fans. In Alden's case, the DUIs will not be the one thing that he is remembered for.
He was charged with dogfighting in 2007, but he also holds the record for rushing yards by a quarterback with 5,219 yards in his career. Most fans only know of his dogfighting charges. Will Vick always be remembered for dogfighting before his football achievements?
Abuse to animals is something that people just don't put up with.
First, I gotta say dogfighting, just because it made such a huge impact and a lot of people were affected by it.
Michael Vick just made poor choices based on his upbringing, his culture, and I think he recognized that, and I definitely believe in giving people second chances. So I think his was a poor choice.
Dogfighting is something that fans will always remember. Vick will never be able to shake off its impact on his career, but all he can do is try to be remembered as a great NFL player as well.
Aaron Hernandez went from a great tight end for the New England Patriots to convicted murderer in a very short time.
Hernandez is just plain dumb.
His case is the most extreme. The good thing that came out of this case was that it showed fans that these players believe they are above the law. Even in the courtroom, NFL players are above the law. Most players are given shorter sentencing than your average American.
The judge will honor them more than they would like a regular person just because they are professional football players.
The use of performance-enhancing drug has become a league-wide problem, and it is now spreading to the college and high school level.
Athletes at any level want to improve.
You see the professionals doing very well, and it sets a tone that high schoolers and collegiate athletes want to do the same thing just so they can be better and get that extra step ahead of other people.
Young players want to be just like these players, and the usage of performance-enhancing drugs at the professional level make it more acceptable for high school athletes to use PEDs.
Young fans see these players much like celebrities. They want to grow up and be just like the players. Should the players be looked up to when many of them are making such poor decisions?
It's just sad that our role models sometimes are athletes and they should be your parents or teachers or doctors or something like that.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell must be the first one to take the initiative and turn these players into role models.
More than just the NFL, I do believe that. I think the owners, the coaches, other players, and even fans.
The players can be part of the blame when it comes to fans being steered down the wrong path in life.